Okay, human body systems, Tuesday, January 12th, and Wednesday, January 13th. You should be finished or almost finished with 425 and 426. That is due on Tuesday by the end of the day. So make sure you get that turned in. All that will be addressed in class. Last time in the video, I talked to you about, and will be addressed in class Friday, Monday, are the basics of vein and artery structure. And that was 431 and 432. So you were instructed last time to sketch out the artery and vein diagram for 431 and 432. 431 kind of gets into the heart structure. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about that in class. We spent a lot of time on Monday talking about that. 432 talks about veins, so you're supposed to draw this as well as the two diagrams. So make sure you cross sections of arteries and veins. So hopefully you've done that already. And then you're going to explain to your grandmothers, why, basically she wants to know why she's getting these varicose veins or spider veins. So you're going to tell her how do arteries and veins differ in structure, kind of write like a letter to grandma here, and why they have different structures, why those structures are there, why they differentiate, and then how is blood helped on its way back to the heart. So think about that. And then use that to explain why there are varicose veins and not really varicose arteries. Okay? And so and there's a nice image of what those look like. So that hopefully will get you through. And then 431, make sure you take pictures and paste in images of the heart diagram. And we're going to make like a foldable heart study thing and the heart circle diagram. Make sure you draw those things in or put a picture of that here so I can see that you completed that. So that is due Wednesday. So we'll finish up pretty much all of it in class Wednesday that we don't get to Monday. So then the other thing, so it's not like a full day's worth of stuff to do. So the other thing I want you to get started on is blood flow and cardiac output. So while we're talking about blood flows, how does the blood get throughout the body? How does it get to the different parts of the body? So here we'll get 433. Now normally we'd be doing a big mannequin build here, but we're not going to do that this time. And so we're going to what's called the oxygen superhighway. Okay, we know arteries flow away from the heart, and veins flow back to the heart. But the small branches, and look at this image here, you can see are what are called arterioles, and then small veins of the vein system are called venules. And so if you look here, you go to in the lungs, you have pulmonary capillaries that surround the alveoli. Right, this where gas exchange occurs. You have pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins. Now, obviously, it doesn't look this way. It's more of a simply drawn network of the heart, lung, tissue, machine operation. So you have the heart has two pumps. We've talked about this in class Monday. There are two pumps. There's a systemic pump. All right, systemic pump is going to go to the body systems, and there's the pulmonary pump, which is going to pump it to the lungs. Right, and so blood goes, these are like the small intestines, for instance, right? So small intestines requires blood flow. Let's say they kind of look like that. It could be any tissue at all, anywhere in the body, any sort of tissue. Oxygen gets delivered from the heart, right, through the aorta and eventually to other arteries and then through capillaries and then through arterioles, the tiniest branches. Well, once it delivers the oxygen, that blood still has to go somewhere, so that blood then becomes attached to venules, which are tiny veins, which become systemic veins, and ultimately like the vena cava. And it goes back to the heart because it needs oxygen. Right? Well, the heart doesn't have oxygen, but the heart does have a pump on the right side that will allow that deoxygenated blood to come in and to be pumped to the lungs, where the lungs will take CO2 and exhale it, and bring O2 in to bring oxygen. And so those capillaries are going, that oxygen is then going to come back to the pulmonary veins, and it's going to be brought in the left atrium to the left ventricle and squeezed back to the aorta to the rest of the body again. It just continues and continues and continues. All right. So if you think about the differences between arteries and veins now, you should hopefully understand a little bit about that. So instead of building on the mannequin, you're doing some drawings of the different arteries. So this diagram You're going to draw many of these arteries, many but not all, and then many of these veins. So let me explain which ones you're going to do. So if you go into human body systems and Canvas, go to HBS 433 and 434, blood flow and cardiac output. All I want you to focus on is just get started. Now, this is due until Friday, so you still have plenty of time, but get started on drawing in arteries and veins. So you're going to draw roughly the location of the heart, as accurate of a two-dimensional drawing as you can. Don't get too technical because we're looking at the heart in more detail. So just kind of have a placeholder for the heart. And then you're going to draw and label the following veins and arteries. Now, if you look in this page, here's that diagram, okay? So draw the arteries on the left side, the heart side, and shade them red. And draw veins on the right side and shade them blue. So all of these arteries here, you're going to draw, imagine a line drawn right down the middle of this human. You're going to draw those arteries over here in red, all right, and label them. And then the veins that are listed here, you're going to draw in blue. And don't assume that they're exactly, yes, for some of these are named the same, but they kind of have different pathways that they follow. So like the carotid artery and the jugular vein follow similar pathways, but not identical. So the right half of the body, where the right arm would be, is going to show the veins, the deoxygenated blood, and the left half is going to show the oxygenated blood, the arteries. Additionally, so if you do that, then that would be good. I'm not going to have you go into 434 pulse points just yet, but I would like to see you get started with that. So when you come to class, let's see, Friday, we'll be working on some of this other stuff in class 434. So yeah, basically these are the things you should be working on outside of class, because then on Tuesday, so that when you come to class Wednesday, you have some of these drawn. All right. So just to verify, just to reiterate, make sure you have everything turned in from last week, 422 and 423, the muscles, and then sliding filament theory, muscle nerve connection. That's due Tuesday. This varicose vein thing is due Wednesday. We'll wrap that up in class. You may just need to do the writing part outside of class, and then we're going to start talking about blood flow and building the heart, cardiac output, and in class on Wednesday. So that is all, and then we're going to do a lab later in the week where we test our own pulse points and things like that using a Doppler imager. So that's it, and I'll see you in class. Thank you.